Hello, my name is John Dylan Spear, and today we are going to be talking about the legal and ethical issues of using technology. The main topics for today's video will be fair use, plagiarism, paper mill services, netiquette, and the dangers of the internet. The first topic that we are going to be talking about today is fair use. Fair use is defined as the legal issues regarding what constitutes public domain and what is copyrighted. Some examples of items that are considered fair use are logical comprehensive compilations, such as a telephone book, unoriginal reprints of public domain works, materials or reprints of materials in the public domain. These are materials created prior to 1923. Freeware, most U.S. government materials, facts, and ideas, processes, methods, and systems described in copyrighted materials. Some examples of things that are not fair use are copying others' work entirely, pictures in magazines, pictures on the internet, and music that is less than 50 years old. Remember that just because it is on the internet does not mean it is not copyrighted. The next topic that we're going to be going over is plagiarism. There are two different types of plagiarism: deliberate plagiarism and accidental plagiarism. Deliberate plagiarism is rewriting from books or articles, copying and pasting from web pages, and buying, downloading, or borrowing a paper. Accidental plagiarism is not knowing how to cite, not knowing how to paraphrase or summarize, not knowing what common knowledge is, and recycling an old paper. Now we are going to be talking about how to avoid plagiarism. The first way to avoid plagiarism is by paraphrasing. This means taking another person's ideas and putting those ideas in your own words. This does not mean changing a few words in someone else's sentence. Always remember to still cite the source at the end of the sentence. Another way to avoid plagiarism is by using quotation marks. If you need to use an author's exact words, put them in quotation marks. And always remember to cite the author and the source properly after using the quotation. A third way to avoid plagiarism is to cite sources properly. Always remember to do a proper in-text citation and to cite your paper on a works cited page at the end of the paper you are writing. Lastly, remember to manage your time. Lack of time is one of the main reasons students intentionally or unintentionally plagiarize. If you are unsure if you are plagiarizing or not, remember to always ask your teacher. That's what they're there for. They will be more than willing to help to check your paper to make sure you are not plagiarizing. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is using a paper mill service. A paper mill service is whenever you use a website to buy and download whole papers for a fee. This may not seem like a big deal, but it is because it is not your original work. The use of a paper mill website will result in an F on the paper and a visit to the principal's office. You may think that I will not be able to figure out if it's from a paper mill, but paper mills are notorious for plagiarizing. The fourth thing that we're going to be talking about is netiquette. Netiquette is defined as using appropriate behavior and particularly language while sending electronic communications. It is also a website that offers advice on appropriate electronic communications. Always remember that there are real people out there. You have to think to yourself, would I say this to someone's face? If the answer is no, then rewrite what you are going to say. Remember that cyberbullying is just as bad as regular bullying. While online, facial features cannot be read, so remember to use emoticons to show expression. Also, do not forward emails to everyone in your address book. These type of emails are considered spam. And lastly, do not use adult language when writing emails. Emails should be professional, and cursing is not professional. The last thing that we're going to be talking about today is the dangers of the internet. The main danger of the internet is internet predators. But if you follow these rules, then you will never have to deal with an internet predator. Rule number 1 is stay away from chat rooms, especially ones not moderated by teachers. Rule number 2 is never give out your information to anyone on the internet. Rule number 3 is if you suspect an internet predator, then log out and contact a teacher or your parents as soon as possible. This concludes our video over the legal and ethical issues of using technology. I hope that today you were able to learn about fair use, plagiarism, paper mill services, netiquette, and the dangers of the internet. Technology is a very useful tool, and I am positive that if you remember this video, you will be able to use technology the right way. Happy web surfing!